Alright, welcome back everyone to the third episode of Council of the Neon Lords.
Yes, this is the third episode. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, we're really digging into it. Last episode we covered quite a bit about the basics of character creations and some of the more player-focused upgrades you can give a character to make them feel more your own. And today I was hoping that we could cover a few other sections involving adventuring through the world of Neo Terra XX. What say ye, Brian?
That sounds like a plan, Lee Stanley. What would you like to talk about first?
Well, I was reading the book and going through the rules, and I wanted to speak a little bit about Bros for Hire.
Okay.
It's a very interesting section to me.
Alright, let's do it.
Okay.
I'm scrolling. Enhance. There we go. Yep. What would you like to talk about them?
Well, for starters, how'd you come up with the idea? You know, where did this come from, and
Bros,
how do you feel about it?
Well, in the BX, the basic edition rules, they have like a big thing of like OSR original D&D is having hirelings. And
yes.
And in most of them you can get like just basic hirelings like torchbearers and link boys and all that stuff. So then of course I had to just take it to that next level and add. Oh, I know some of them have like you can hire like archers and potions masters and all that stuff. So I just pretty much took that idea and just ramped it to 11.
Absolutely, it's a concept that has kind of disappeared from the early editions of D&D. I'm glad you're delving into it and making this a bigger part of the game. It's something I've really enjoyed in the past. So mercenaries and skilled help, just how important to the success of the party are these Bros for Hire?
Oh, they're highly important. So every playtest we've had, they've had at least a meat shield. And sometimes they've actually been able to hire a mercenary, like scrounged up their measly gold that was left over after buying their equipment, and they ended up getting one, I think once, or no, I think it was twice they got one. And I mean, they died both times, but it was better than one of them dying. Interesting. Yeah.
So how central to the game would you say that hiring these mercenaries is?
Mercenaries, not necessarily central, especially when you get up to the higher levels, I'd say. But I'd say in the beginning, if you can afford it, get it. It's a luxury, but do you need it? Not necessarily, but it'd be a good thing to have one with you, just in case things get a little too hairy.
See, I remember like back in the older versions of D&D, that like having somebody willing to sniff out traps, having somebody willing to go pick up that suspicious looking urn, it's pretty much invaluable. You know, you can really use these people to great effect in the game.
Yeah, but still, like, the good thing about it though is they won't, like, if, like, I think we talked about a little bit last week about the reactions table, where, like, yeah, you could tell them to do it, but they may not necessarily actually do it. But your outcome on your hireling reaction table, obviously you could, like, your attitude has a say in it. So realistically, you could probably get away with it a lot easier on a hireling than like any other NPC. But there is a chance that they won't do it. But I mean, that goes without saying. That's just common sense.
Yeah. Well, like, see, I really like how there's one that exact mechanic. It gives highly charismatic players something to do besides try their damnedest to break the game.
Yeah.
Gives them a little outlet for it. And additionally, you have a lot of charts based on these hirelings.
Yeah,
You know, everything from their reactions to who they are to their personality traits. There's really a lot to it, and it's very immersive. There's a lot of options here.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It was just fun. Like, I just like the mercenaries. Like, I just burned through the appearances and the demeanors like so fast because it's like it was easy. I was like, yeah, this makes a lot of sense, and it'd be funny, especially because like in the role playing like aspect of it, which we really don't delve into, but like, I mean, a conspiracy theorist mercenary seems pretty interesting, and then like his appearance would be like a mechanical arm that's not quite under control, so he's like tweaking out every once in a while and stuff. Like, that stuff just was like awesome.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of personality packed into these charts. And I feel like it's... if you get a party that really embraces it, really adopts it, you could have some really interesting scenarios come up.
Oh, absolutely.
So you mentioned the two hirelings that you personally encountered. Were there any other interesting scenarios with it?
With hirelings? Not really. They always just throw them to the wolves. Like, always end up in predicaments where they just get maimed and slaughtered in the most gruesome way possible.
It's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, it's just always happens. I mean, a meat shield's 2 silver pieces. Like, it's like nothing, you know? But they won't fight, though. They won't fight. Like, so, like, yeah, and if you get in a fight and it starts going south, they run away, you know? And then if
of course, they're trying to survive.
Yeah, and if PC dies in the presence of a meat shield, the meat shield's done. He's like, I'm out. This is like, I'm way over my head. Like, I will be a farmer, you know? Like, I'm done.
Yeah, completely reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah, but then, like, you know, you go from the meat shield a step up, a little bit more lolly, a little bit more Skrilla, if you will. The lackey is like a beefier meat shield, and they will fight. So it's essentially a meat shield that'll fight for 1 gold a day, but they come with a random weapon. So, I mean, so you could get like a pretty decent one, or you could get a dude with a dagger. You know, it's like, well, I guess whatever.
I'm sure you could always offer them an upgrade, and they'd be happy to take it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And then, like, you got, like, the goon is, like, the gold tier basic bro, if you will. He has a 1d4 plus 1 hit points, 11 AC, and they only wield brass knuckles. Like, they just go in there with the old fashions, ready to scrap them.
Not bad.
No, and then some of them, like, archers, I mean, obviously an archer, like, stays in the rear, handles the melee. There's gonna be more to the skilled bros in the main book, but right now we only have 5.
So you got, just in the playtest version, of course, there's the 5 classifications, and then there's an additional 5 tables to roll on for personalization and customization. And you say there's going to be more.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Give us a sneak peek. What's the weirdest thing you got?
I haven't actually like hit that part of the book yet for the core rule book, so I don't have anything. But there is definitely going to be more.
Okay. Note to self: let's brainstorm on that together a little bit later.
Yeah, that sounds good. And a caveat. So you know, it's funny. Like, on all the social media after we did all the hairstyles, literally 2 people brought up top knots to me. I was like, okay, literally just did all that, and then now everyone wants to talk about hairstyles.
I'm telling you, man, top knots where it's at.
Yeah. Somebody called it the Ronin. I was like, oh, that's pretty sick. I like that. But anyway, yeah, we're not on hairstyles. That's a conversation long since passed.
All right, bros for hire. I will definitely spend some time kind of cracking into this one.
Yeah, like generally, like basic bros. Yeah, we got, you know, like bronze, silver, gold. solid there. Skilled bros, definitely I want to beef up those. And then mercenaries, like appearance and demeanor, I don't see a problem. And even abilities, rolling that up to a 20, you know? Like, it's a 1d12, but we can do a 1d20 on those for the main book. I don't see why not.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot to be happening out here.
Yeah, I think now, like, going back, I could easily come up with a few more off the rip.
Maybe for the higher levels, you can like buy bros by the truckload, like literally by the truckload. They just deliver a pickup truck full of dudes with like baseball bats.
Yeah, it's like, you ever play Smash TV?
No.
Oh, well, like, so it's like, essentially it's like Running Man. You ever see the movie Running Man?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's essentially a video game of that, where it's like a game show, like where you just kill people. It's like American Gladiators on crack, but then like the dudes, they open the doors. I mean, it's like 8-bit, you know, so it's not like the best graphics. And then there's just like tons of dudes flood in with just bats. That's what it reminded me of. Long story short.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Very few of life's problems can't be solved by exactly that.
Yeah, a truck full of dudes. Yeah, hold on, let me get out my notes. I should have always had them up, because, like, we always have to write something in the notes when we talk, because I actually started writing an adventure this afternoon. I was watching Thundercats, and the episode was called Slaves of Castle Plundar, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to write that into something.
Not bad.
No. Where are my notes that we always write in?
Okay, so some of the other sections that I read through, the Fresh to Death section, right, which is the equipment, weapons, armor, mundane-ish items.
Yeah.
I kind of want to, like, skip over that a little bit, but to be concise, there's a lot to it, and it's all well thought out. You know, you have everything statted from a bit of a cinder block to a plasma rifle, and it's funny, you know, like the amount of items in the base game are pretty good, pretty all right. I'm sure we could add a few more, but
yeah,
like it's good.
Always looking to add in the mundane equipment specifically. I'm always adding more.
Yeah, I feel that,
because that's like the best. Because like I remember, like, what stuck out to me as a kid playing D&D, like 2nd edition and stuff, was like having marbles or like a mirror, you know, like using objects in like fantastical ways. Not necessarily fantastical, but like throwing marbles on the floor, like to evade like a pursuer, you know, so they like
just
slip and
getting
fall.
really smart with everything.
Yeah, that's like, no, I was just saying, yeah, that's like what's like stuck out a lot as a kid. I mean,
10-foot pole, some rope, and some metal spikes to put under a doorway so it just can't open anymore.
Yeah, pittance,
yeah.
Yeah, and then like, oh yeah, it was so cool. I mean, that was like your basic adventuring pack nowadays, I think they call it. You know, 5e. But nobody uses that stuff anymore. I mean, it's there, but I feel like anytime I ever play 5e, they never think outside the box.
It's because you got a spell sheet, you know.
Yeah,
but in here we have like such a high lethality game. You are going to have to rely on the physical goods that you bring to the table.
Yeah. So actually, funny story. I don't know. I got a couple game reviews back, and one of the guys talks about the lethality and how in Last Outpost on the left there's an encounter in every single room. I don't think that's true. I actually have to go back and look, but that was pretty funny. I actually laughed out loud. I was like, hell yeah. But it's definitely not. It's definitely not an encounter in every room. But it's pretty damn close. But I mean, like, that's the whole point. It's a playtest adventure to try to figure out all that stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I just got 2 or 3 reviews back. They were all pretty positive, super positive, but I don't remember which one talks about that. You know, it's funny too. They both actually comment on one of the charts, which it sucks that I don't really remember this. One of them, somewhere, you make the opponent shit their pants.
I was actually going to bring that up. I have that one saved because it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, like that's like that. So like it's pretty much like this is the game everyone's gonna know is the Macho Man Randy Savage game, or the game that made people shit their pants.
Yeah, it's the Dwarfling to the max table result number 1. You just hit the enemy so hard they shit their pants. That shit is hilarious.
I gotta see this. I don't remember. I like not remembering shit because then I go back and I amuse myself. Oh yeah, bowels empty. The blow deals normal damage. 1d4 causes the feed to shit his loins. That's clever.
I like it.
Right, yeah.
I did want to talk about to the max tables. Perhaps a little bit later in this episode.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't mean to. I was just like.
No. It's all good. It's like it's funny that this reviewer and I just share the same. Like that's the result. That's the good one.
Both of them did. both reviews talked about that.
Dude, it's fucking good.
Yeah, but I thought the fumble chart, you shit your pants. That's what I always thought. I thought the number 1 on the fumble chart makes you shit your pants.
It's good too, man.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't shit your pants on the fumble chart.
Let's add it. Let's just say if you get like a negative modifier and you go down to 0, you shit your pants and die instantly.
No, you don't. So your number 1 is, in case everyone's wondering, your folly shall be inscribed in the halls of fools for all of eternity. Lose 2 fortune points and everyone treats you like a simpleton.
Oof.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it was you shit your pants, and I think I changed it. I think that's probably why. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking through them. There's so many good ones, but even when I go and like I have to play 5e, I use my own fumble chart.
It's good. I really like there being a fumble chart. It just adds a lot of hilarity to the game because normally in 5e, you miss, right? You get that 1 in combat, and then it's like, okay, what happens? It's like, oh, you just. It's more likely that you're going to get your ass kicked by the enemy in the next attacks. It's like that. It lacks so much flavor.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. It's like if the DM doesn't have his own flair for the dramatic, then you're not going to get it. So, but with the charts, you already have that flair pre-built, and then you can expand off of that flair, and it helps a lot in like the storytelling.
These charts are not the end-all be-all of the game, but they sure as hell do help, and they'll get you into the zone,
Oh yeah. Yeah, so we're on Fresh to Death.
Oh yeah, now we're talking about tables. Let's keep going to tables.
Oh shit. Right.
I like how with the 2 to the max tables, it's also there's a unique one for every class. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of work, and I think it's important that the players kind of like study that and be like, okay, this is what I aspire for my character to do.
It's fucking daunting to make those. It's insanely hard. It's the hardest part. Like when it's like, oh, make another class. It's like, fuck. You know what that means? That means like a to the max chart, a class ability points chart. Like that's 2 charts on themselves. Not only like, let alone rad abilities. Like everything on top of it, it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
but
no, I get you.
But it's worth it because every reviewer, everything that comes back talks highly of like the to the max tables. And when it's just funny too, a guy actually in a review said that he was upset that it was just called the fumble table because to the max has a cool name and fumble is just like, oh. I was like, you know what, that does suck. Like I never thought about that.
To the minimum.
No, it was. It's Total Bummer. It's going to be called the Total Bummer table.
Gotcha.
In the actual book, which I'm going to change my PDF copy right now, because I have it out, and I can.
Or wipe out.
I'll wipe out.
Nah, Total Bummer's good.
Okay, I'll still wipe out for something else. because then you can add the exclamation point to the total bummer, and it adds to it, like to the max has the exclamation point.
Yeah.
Anyway. All set. We are good to go.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a really strong way to help critical hits seem critical, you know?
Yeah.
Rather than, alright, just roll another damage die on top of it.
Yeah. Like, that's so boring to me. Like, Dungeon Crawl Classics, they do, like, the critical hit tables. Like, that's where generally I got the idea from. But they don't do it, like, by specific class. They do it by, like, certain classes, like, I don't even know. I don't remember off the top of my head. But I know, like, wizards and, like, low level. It's generally by level and by class.
Yeah.
But every class has their own. But they don't have a to the max for spells. Generally. They got, like, spell burn, but that's a whole nother thing. But, like, you just to the max on the spell. On the War Wizard, like, those were some of the best, most fun. War Wizard to the max table literally took me probably 20 minutes. Because it was like, this is like so much fun. Like, everything about it, it's like insane.
What's your favorite one?
I really like number 10, Rainbow Death Ray is really nice. Face Melter, Sorcerer Supreme. Actually, Sorcerer Supreme is my favorite, number 12. Because, it reads, time and space unravel as you begin to cast a spell. The last spell you cast before this one manifests in the opposite hand, and you cast both spells simultaneously.
Baller.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, man, why has this never, like, done this before? Yeah, that's...
I dig it.
I do like that one. And then, like, obviously if you double 20, Master of the Universe... Your eyes burn, and then the spell's magic manifests effortlessly 2d10 times. If the target is destroyed, the remaining magic moves to another target, so you just keep casting. But I mean, like, that's 20, roll a 20, hit a 20 again on the chart, you know, like.
Yeah, of course. Good shit's gotta happen at that point.
Yeah, the rarity of a 20/20.
1 in 400 rolls.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
That was quick math.
Thanks.
Did you look it up?
I'm a nerd.
You just knew it off the top of your head? That's impressive.
Yeah. Oh, I've been doing this for a while, eh?
Yeah. Like bell curves on fucking dice rolls and shit.
Yeah. Should see me at poker.
Oh. I don't know. I want to.
Yeah, alright, so... Alright, adventuring. The whole adventuring section.
Yeah.
Right?
The most excellent of adventures, yes.
There is so much information about how to play the game just packed in these 2 pages in the PDF.
Yeah. A lot of it, yeah, because since we're like built off the BX rules, this is like not necessarily ripped straight from the BX, but the adventure, the part 4 adventure is pretty much like set up this way, but like, you know, I just had to add my own stuff to it. Oh, that's
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so I mean, generally you need to like understand that, you know, like time, movement, light and darkness, all that good shit. So
it's very concise, and it adds a lot to the fundamentals of the game.
Yeah, that makes sense. Then like doors, breaking them down.
Mm-hmm.
Kicking them down.
So if we were going to design like a, you know how a lot of like DM screens, right? You know about DM screens.
Of course.
They have like all those charts and all that information on the inside and on the outside.
Yeah.
I think the adventuring and combat sections, especially that one chart in the combat section that just outlines the entire basic turn order, this stuff would be really good on a DM screen.
Yeah. That's why, like, if you look at the PDF, if you go down all the way to... actually, I don't think it's on here. It's a separate sheet, is actually a cheat sheet. It might be in here. I don't know. I don't remember. I know it's a saved sheet on its own. It's essentially like a quick start guide, and it has all that on one page. It's kind of like a player's little DM screen, if you will.
Yeah, I would definitely print out a few of these cheat sheets and hand them off to the players at the start of the game. Just little reminders.
Yeah, they are in the back. It's actually page 54 and 55. It goes over the save throws, critical success, critical fails of saves. But
are you drunk?
Nah, I just hiccuped.
Yeah.
Damn it, where was I? Oh yeah, it talks about class ability points and what happens, fortune points, and then the order of combat, missile attack moves. So the biggest thing, the reason why I did this, which I actually have to update it because some of these are actually outdated, the names, is that there's specific, now that we're on like adventuring and combat and stuff, there's specific moves that you can do. Like, for example, like the missile attack moves, you can aim or you can go prone, and there's like special things that you can do. And then in melee attack, like there's a bunch of different things that, like you can grit your teeth, or like shield deflect. I think it's been changed the name, like dodge, duck, dip, dive, dodge. It's a melee attack. But like nobody ever uses them. Like they don't use them. It's like, man, like they're there, but that's like 5e too. Like there's so much stuff that you can do that like people just don't do. Yeah, so like in the movement phase, there's actually one called Watch This Bro, and a PC can throw a dagger-sized weapon while making his movement. In the movement phase, the attack roll is made with a -2 penalty and a penalty of a -1 to damage. So it's like, why not?
I dig it.
Yeah, it's free.
So there's a lot of unique moves. So one thing in 5th edition that I wasn't one thing I wasn't a super big fan of is when combat would delve into like a slugfest. You line up your character sheet, you line up the enemy's stat block, and you just kind of mush them against each other until one dies.
Yeah,
kind of like how you make M&Ms fight.
M&Ms fight? Like, what do you mean?
You take 2 M&Ms and you just put them and just squish them together till one cracks and explodes, and you eat that one, and you use the other one for breeding purposes, or whatever.
That's a thing?
No. Okay.
I'm gonna start.
Anyways,
doing that.
So, but this way with all these different abilities, you're gonna add a lot of flavor to combat.
I think so, but nobody ever uses them.
So let's change that. Like, let's make this. How do we make this more appealing to players?
I don't know. And one of them, well, I think the biggest problem is like, so I mean, obviously,
they just don't read.
Well, yeah, that's the biggest problem.
Sorry, audience members.
I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth. But a big thing too. I mean, obviously, a war wizard isn't gonna do a lot of these. So that was the other thing, to try to figure out, like, if like melee and missile attack phases have like special moves. Like, where's the one for the spell phase? And there's not. The spell phase is the spell phase. Like,
I mean, the spell phase is already crazy as fuck with all the options you got there.
Yeah, that's true.
So I wouldn't trip too much about that. If you wanted to have some like additional, additional things with the magic phase, you would risk breaking yourself out of focus, which I guess you can do,
Yeah, but then you gotta lose the spell, though.
Potentially. I mean, like, it ought to be a dangerous thing. You should really choose to focus in and double down on the act of casting a spell because of the dangerous magics you are fucking with right now. However, if it's really necessary, I think, there should be an option to, like, cast while sprinting and sidestep an opponent and then still continue to cast.
So then, if you cast while sprinting, just off the top, so you would cast during the movement phase.
Absolutely. Yeah, you cast during the movement phase, but it's going to be at a penalty to focus and to hit. And maybe there's a higher chance that you slip up and accidentally cast the spell at yourself, you know?
It's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know. Because then wouldn't you... I don't know. I think
the idea would be that you just give players the option. They probably won't take it. You know, they'll probably be like, no, it's a smarter idea to just stand here and make sure I'm in a good spot first and then start casting.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to write it down. What would you call it?
Running with spells.
All right.
Instead of running with scissors.
I know. I got it.
And the other one being like, well, you know, like, I'm sure you've seen like some show where there's like some fucking spellcaster who's like maybe monologuing, maybe casting a spell, getting ready to, and then some like barbarian comes up and just starts trying to like fuck him up. But then the caster just starts like dodging and weaving and using his cloak and being like, you can't interrupt me, barbarian.
Yeah. So it would be casting the spell hastily within the movement phase. So then, definitely. So I mean, but that's huge because you're essentially gonna hit way before anybody else because like missile attack. You're even like casting a spell before missile attack.
Oh, but it's gonna have like a high chance of you fucking up.
Yeah.
Like,
no, totally. That's like that's the drawback because like you're casting it hastily. Yeah. The drawback is the fact that. Oh, how about if you fail?
You roll twice on the fumble chart.
I don't know. That's. I was thinking like the target's chosen at random.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
I like it.
I'll put both down.
We'll figure it out. We could brainstorm specifics.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I just put them down. Both. Yeah. But yeah, so... Yeah, that works. I like that.
Not trying to be a dick to spellcasters, but like...
No, they're...
You know they're strong.
Yeah, they're a glass cannon as it is. Their downfalls, they have 4 hit points.
Yeah.
Like at max, level 1. Well... Yeah. Because like, no war wizard is ever gonna put. They're gonna put every single like chance they get into brains. They're not gonna even be fucking with endurance. So they're hoping for that 9 to 12 per 0 HP. They're not gonna dump like 13 and up into endurance just for a couple extra hit points. Nah, not happening.
Yeah, I feel it.
They'll be lucky to get 4. So like, as is, they're already on like a short timeline. You know, like they're pretty much gonna die.
But you know, at the same time, you see how like a lot of, especially the original wizards of D&D First Edition or Second Edition, like the Fireball spell, right? Like that was always huge. It was ridiculously strong, that spell.
Yeah,
but it's
crazy.
okay, you know, because like your wizard's gonna die, and the only way he doesn't is by like kicking so much ass there's none left to kick.
Well, I'll have you know that in BX edition, the magic user does have 1d4 hit points. That's like, I got it straight from the book.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, I mean, I agree with it. They're like feeble old men that spent their time reading books, not like swinging swords. So obviously they're not going to be as hardy as the Deathbringers or the Cosmic Barbarians and all the the real deal Holyfields.
But you know about that forbidden magic stuff, you know, that tends to do things to you. It tends to make you, swole in other ways.
Yeah, brain swole.
That's it. That's actually a different thing. That's horrible.
Yeah, that's like That's like water on the brain.
Yeah. Hydrocephalicism.
Yeah. Hydrocephalic, yeah. Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Brutal. Let's put that into the Wizard's Fumble chart.
You know what's funny is because the Starspawn is a psychic, right? His to the max chart, which isn't in the book obviously because he is not playable to people yet. I'm burning up time because I'm looking for his thing now so I can read
Don't worry about it. I'll just edit this out, dude. That's what I usually do.
Oh yeah, that's true. So his to the max chart, his 2020, oh man, is actually extreme cephalic destruction.
His fucking head explodes.
Yeah, well no, his doesn't. He explodes heads.
Oh, tight.
Yeah, it's his 20 onto the max chart. It blows up heads. Yeah.
Nice.
Super tight. So, just a little added bonus.
Alrighty. So, we talked about a pretty good amount of stuff so far. Can you hit me with a few things? Right. So I was reading the drug effects chart, right?
Alright, okay.
And I was wondering if you could sell me on drugs in this game.
Absolutely. It could be just candy. So you got a 1 in, I don't know, 20 chance that it's just candy? Yeah, 1 in 20. Realistically, okay, so let's go down the list.
I've seen Sour Patch Kids dipped in LSD before. Like, that's a thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, number 7, you got ripped off. It's just candy. Oh, so you know what's really funny, actually, about this? So, it reads like this. It says, you got ripped off. It's just candy with pressurized carbon dioxide gas bubbles embedded inside, creating a small popping reaction when it dissolves in your mouth. And, like, I didn't think anybody was gonna, like, get that. They're like, oh my god, it's fucking Pop Rocks! I'm like, yeah, actually, that's literally the definition of Pop Rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think they'd get it. Like, they didn't read the book, but yet they knew the definition of Pop Rocks.
And if you snort it and then drink a bottle of Coke, you're done.
Oh, it's not Coke. No, you gotta drink that extreme nacho flavored soda.
Oh, yes. If you snort some not Pop Rocks and then drink a full 2 liter of that nacho fizz, then you explode.
Okay. Well, the biggest thing, though, too, I can tell you on the drugs, is the fact that not all drugs go to the drug effects table.
True.
So, like, let's go to drugs right now. So, you got the combat enhancement drugs. Drinking them gets you bonus +3 to AC, bonus +3 on attack rolls, muscle swell to storm of size, gaining additional 1d12 bonus to damage. The effect wears off in 4 rounds. The effects are cumulative, but every dose used takes 1 hit point off the character's HP. So, like, it's got its good, it's got its bads. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
Then you got Smash, the designer drug. Smash grants +5 to both. Lasts for solid 6 rounds, but reduces your AC by 1d4 hit points. 10% chance of getting the Bloodlust condition, which is always bad. That happens a lot. And every time I ever play, that dude somebody always ends up bloodlusted. And they just, bloodlust in the game just means that they attack everything around them, friend or foe. Yeah, when a character or monster gains Bloodlust condition, they have 0 regard for their own life and the lives of their companions. Everyone is a target, and affected creature will fight to the death. While in the Bloodlust condition, the character will never retreat from combat and will always kill or be killed.
Love it.
Yep. Oh, but the effect lasts 1d6 minus brains modifier or until the character sheds 10 hit points worth of blood. So.
I like it. Yeah,
it works pretty good. Actually, like, out of everything that's been like Bloodlust is actually gone through the rigors of playtest pretty hardcore. Sad to say. But even
have you watched that Judge Dredd remake movie?
Yes.
Slow-mo.
Slow-mo. Oh yeah.
Is that in the game yet, or can I freestyle one?
Nah, we can freestyle slow-mo.
Here's what I'm thinking. You gain an additional action on your turn. Maybe it's just a boost of initiative and some temporary hit points.
Okay, I like both of those. That's the problem. So, but realistically, like slow, SLO, dash, MO, right? Slow-mo. Let's do it like that.
100%.
So slow-mo the problem is with initiative's rolled by the, like, there's no, like...
We'll just call it an extra action, you know? You get to double down on one of your phases.
Okay.
The downside, what's it going to be?
So no, like, I like that. So double down on one phase of the combat. What do I call it? Combat action phases? Combat turn?
Yeah. One of those.
Whatever, I'll just write combat turn for now. Comma, however. How about you forego your next turn as a drug, or like not, see, but would it only last one round?
Maybe it lasts 1d4.
I love it. Turn 4, 1d4.
And then it's the negative effect lasts the same amount of turns, minus some endurance modifier.
However, you lose. Yeah.
So like a really hardy dude can kind of like shake off the effects a little bit quicker.
Yeah. Endurance. Yeah. So it's you lose the same amount of turns minus your endurance modifier. That makes sense. What do you think?
Love it.
Alright, yeah, gotcha. Alright, cool. Yep, so slow-mo in the game. I wanted to add it, but I just never got around to it. Because, like, Dread's, like, really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good fucking movie.
It's very underrated. Very, very underrated. Came out at a weird time, too. So, like, if you ever look at movies, right? And, like...
Never have.
Never seen a movie before.
Yeah.
Came out in 2012, so like it probably came out around the same time as like a super famous movie, and it fucked it over because it didn't even make its money back. It made 4.1 million in the box office, but the budget was 45 million.
Damn, you just know this?
No, I'm on the Wikipedia page.
Okay.
Damn, what if like I did know that? Would that be crazy? I should have said yeah. But
you're
actually,
a nerd too.
No, well, I am too, but actually I do know why this movie did bad was because of everyone's like thought about Judge Dredd, like the Sylvester Stallone 90s one. Yeah.
I guess it did come out a little bit late, huh?
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, Dredd's been around like since the 70s, you know, like Homeboy's been in it.
True.
So like, yeah, I don't know why. I would say, I mean, it's got 7 out of 10 stars. Like, what? Even on Rotten Tomatoes, I'm sure it actually has. I mean, I don't really follow Rotten Tomatoes because I feel like they're pretentious ass wipes that don't really know what the fuck they're talking about anyway. But because they like hate every movie I love. Like even the new Hellboy. So the new Hellboy is phenomenal, and it got a lot of flack, but it came out like right around the super famous movie. I think it was one of the Star Warses that kind of like overshadowed it.
But there's a new Hellboy?
Yeah. like not new, like a couple years old now. 2019, Hellboy.
Yeah, that's a few years ago. What's the name of it?
Hellboy.
Okay, like a reboot.
Yeah, it's got the guy from Stranger Things as Hellboy.
Oh, nice.
David Harbour. You never seen it? It's really good.
No, I caught the original Hellboy. I'm a huge fan. I have a couple comics from the Dark Horse company.
Yeah. So I would definitely watch it then.
Yeah, that's definitely happening. Cool.
Anyway, yeah. Well, off topic as per usual with us, but so yeah. I mean,
good.
even back to the drugs. Even like vitality.
Back to the drugs.
Like vitality sticks are like the main way you gain health back. But
so are those like those vape pens that have like vitamin B in them?
Yes. Sure. I don't know. So where vitality sticks came off of was like our big like in like group joke is death sticks from the throwaway line in
Star Wars.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the one though. It's the second one. What's it called? The Clone Wars, right? Whatever it's called.
Obi-Wan's in the bar, and then he's just
he's like, do you want to buy death sticks? He's like, I don't want to buy death sticks. You don't want to buy death sticks. That's like, we always say that. So like, death sticks are in the game because of that, but then it's like, all right, well, if there's death sticks, what's the opposite of a death stick? More like vitality sticks. So then, yeah, I don't know. It's like, and it's got like a Cyberpunk 2020 feel to it, too. So that's kind of like, it's kind of like an homage to that, too. I don't know what, I can't think off the top. I have to look at the book to what they do for like health restore. But
so straight up, when I was younger, I almost got involved in an MLM, multi-level marketing scheme, selling little vape pens that were full of like vitamins, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really do it, but like I vaped on one of the pens for a while, and it was just kind of like weak as fuck.
Excellent. Did it taste like a burrito?
No, and that's why their company failed. So, hear me out. Vitality sticks, bean and cheese burrito flavored.
Oh yeah, so actually 100%. I'm gonna put that in the description. That they taste like bean and beef burrito.
I like it.
Putting it in
and
right now.
Does it like, what do they do? Does it like let you spend one of your hit die to heal?
No. So it restores 1d4 lost hit points, but then why, you ask, why is it in the drugs and addiction section? Well, it's because every time you use it, you have a 5% chance of addiction that's cumulative. So you suck down 3 vitality sticks, you got a 15% chance of becoming addicted to them. And if you become addicted to them, you can only be healed by vitality sticks. A long rest or magic can no longer restore the addicted character's lost health points.
I mean, once you've had the bean and steak, there's no going back, man. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Shit's good.
We're talking bean and bean and steak?
Bean and cheese, bean and steak, different flavors. Hey man, different flavors of vitality steak do different things. Let's be real.
Oh, I didn't think of that. So we got bean and beef right now. Bean and beef. Maybe we'll have that high end Taco Bell limited edition vitality stick.
You know what? Hear me out. In the Blood Pit mod, right? I was working on one of the mini bosses who was going to be in charge of a big drug manufacturing ring. And I'll brainstorm like 20 or so different flavors of vitality sticks, maybe less, maybe like keep it down to 8, keep it simple. And I'll hit you with a list of that in a little bit.
Word. That works because like there's actually so much more like when we like fresh to this stuff that's in the Thirsty for More supplement that's actually like not in any of this. That see, I'm torn because it's like, do I put all that stuff? Do I do all the Thirsty for More stuff in the book, or do I leave it as its own separate entity? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think definitely some of it can be ported over. The other parts of it, stick it in the Zine.
Yeah, that's
or
true.
the zine.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, there's a hot nacho cheese bomb. Like, that explodes hot nacho cheese and melts skin. Why would, you know? It's like, why just, like, let that go to waste?
That needs to be brought in.
Yeah.
But it kind of fits, like, stuff like that, it fits somewhere between, you know, like the regular items and the Wondrous items.
Yeah,
so stick it in the zine, man.
Too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep Thirsty for More its own thing. I'm not gonna take anything out of it, but I think I'm gonna take. There is actually. I'm trying to look right now at the loot. There is actually like some pretty cool. God damn it! I can't ever find anything I'm looking for. Yeah, so here we go. Sluggo brand fruit snack pies. They gotta go in, because that's like a brand, you know, like Sluggo brand. Like it has to be in the rest of the game, because it's like, well, why is it only in one supplement? And since I talk about it so much, the extreme nacho flavored Mega Fizz 2 liter is in this one, so I gotta add that to talk about it all the time.
I agree. No, that one's a good one. Yeah. So with that, we're approaching an hour. I'm thinking about we cut it off soon. Hit me with a little forbidden knowledge, maybe a little bit of a teaser, or some interesting backstory. What are you thinking?
Give me don't give me so broad. Give me something like, because okay, so what did we talk about? We talked about, I don't know.
Let's last time you were giving us a little bit of insight into the lore of the game. Let's expand on that just a little bit.
Okay. What would you like to know specifically? You got any specifics?
What is this main city, Detroit Prime?
Okay, Detroit Prime. So Detroit Prime is, a little backstory on it, is essentially my way out of not doing everything medieval. So, you know, so like essentially Detroit Prime is like it's like Night City in Cyberpunk. It's like quasi-futuristic, kind of like that, but obviously like still 80s out and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's more like Mega City 1 in Judge Dredd. It's like this city that is walled in from the rest of the world that's been completely obliterated, and it's like you know, ruins and wastelands and mutants and Mad Max on the outside, but like high end, like rich people on the inside. So that's where the president lives, is in Detroit Prime. And actually, I got the sketch back from the artist of the president. He looks gnarly. It's essentially, we decided to go with like Reagan mixed with Schwarzenegger wearing like a power glove, like, because the Nintendo Power Glove is actually in a lot of the stuff that we do in the game too. Like the Spelljammer.
I like the Power Glove.
Or not Spelljammer. Yeah,
it makes me feel so bad.
It's so bad. Lucas. So like the Skulljammer actually wears a Power Glove. You can use it as a peripheral to his tape deck. But the President's Power Glove is like clawed and stuff. Like he's got like his own like personal Power Glove, and it looks like super sick. Of course, he's got the like Arnold Schwarzenegger cigar in his mouth and stuff.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. It's so bad. But like anyway, so the big thing is like back in like hundreds of years ago, I think we talked about the Techno-Lich that tried to take over the world.
Yeah.
The president was the one who actually vanquished him for good, air quotes, and that's how he gained the power, and he's always been president since then, like hundreds of years. So he's essentially the emperor in 40K. It's kind of like the homage to that little bit.
Okay, I dig it.
But so yeah, he's not like the best person. He's a little shady, and a lot of times
I got my opinions about Reagan.
Yeah, so like he's always finds himself in predicaments that he actually needs like the hive and villainy, scum and villainy of adventurers like yourselves to get him out of these pickles that he finds himself in. A lot of times, like if you actually look at the Thirsty for More supplements in the solo rules, because we do have solo rules for the game, that so a lot of the adventures, because you can roll up you can actually do it like in a regular game, you can roll up. So if you get down to the solo gigs, so you have the gig table of like what the gig's gonna be, where the gig's gonna happen, and what the threat level of that gig is. So it's a 1d12. Let's say you roll a 6, right? No, I don't like that one. Let's say you roll a 4, right? Rescue the hostages. Okay. And then where is it gonna happen? Where are these hostages being held? They're in a long buried putrefied corpse of a Titan god. Okay, so what's the threat level? Like, what are we looking at here? We got the threat levels are my favorite. Like, there's 6 level threat levels. You got vanilla, mild, medium, hot, spicy, and nuclear. Right? So like,
I love it.
Vanilla, yeah. Vanilla is just a walk in the park. Mild is you might have to crack a couple skulls, which should be a breeze. Medium is consider taking some healing items along. Things are going to get bloody. Hot, good chance you might not come back with all 10 fingers and toes. Spicy's, hope you got your will up to date. Nuclear, straight up suicide. And then each threat level actually has, I don't know where it's listed. That actually has what, like what you do. Like, did I not put it in the right spot? It's annoying. Okay, yeah, here we go. So each threat level determines the strength of the monsters and enemies. So vanilla, it's like they all start with just 1 hit dice. They only deal 1d4 damage, you know, and then you get to medium. Enemies are written as their stat block is intended, you know, but then the gigs at that level pay out. So the payout is like vanilla doesn't pay a lot, and nuclear pays like insane amount of money. You know, but like nuclear, you're done. It's like nuclear. It's like, really, bro? You will die. There are no ifs and buts. These bastards mean business. They're bigger and better than you, getting additional 2d6 hit points in addition to the total shown in their stat block, and deal an additional 2d4 skull-shattering damage with each hit. If you stick to it, you're looking for the big payout. Jackpot, straight rack of gold, 1,000 gold pieces, and earn double XP for your trouble. So, you see what I'm saying? Like, you get what you pay for. So, okay, so we got that, right? So, let's go a medium, right? So, we'll say hostages in a long-buried, putrefied corpse of a Titan god, medium level, right? So, okay. So, then you go down to the hostages section. Rescue the hostages. And then it's like, roll 1d6. What's the hostage? President's daughter. Gee, go figure. The president's mutant sentient dog. A rich kid high on crack. The president himself. Hey, but I mean, the president, if this mission has failed, you will be hung for crimes against humanity. So then, like, you go, it's like, alright, so Chopper Force 1 is like the president's giant, like, air fortress, essentially. It's like, got shot down somewhere with a toxic wasteland, meat scanners. So everything in it's not heat scanners, it's meat scanners. So everything is like just shows like blobs of meat and stuff. Anyway, meat scanner show. He was taken from the crash to the nearest hideout. You're the only one privy to this info. Come back with him alive or not at all. And then you get like a laser lance to help you with it because the threat level can only be medium or above. If you can't handle the heat, reroll.
Nice. I like it.
So I mean, you could use that like as a DM. You don't necessarily have to do it as a solo gig, but it works as a like the solo gig. Like they're fun as fuck because then like you even have like that putrefied corpse of a Titan god. You can roll up the rooms of it and stuff, and then once you hit a specific room as prescribed by like once you hit the gig specific room, like that's the end of it, you know, and then you do your thing and then you've either died or you come out a hero.
It might be worth it to commission some artists to kind of draw out a few of these rooms that you can get on this table we're talking about. You know, maybe make those available in a later update.
Oh yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. That'd be dope because like so it's actually a 6d6 random roll. Is the random location generator? It's a 6d6, and I have them all. I'll send you the Thirsty for More. You probably never even seen it. It's 37 pages of wall-to-wall mutant busting mayhem. It's the I think it's one of the best books I've ever written, but it's like no one ever really gets to read it. I don't know. We've only sold, I think, 25 copies of it. It's like $2.50 worth it. But the big thing is, a lot of it, I think, it has to do with like there's a lot in it for more than just solo rules. But I think solo rules turn a lot of people off, honestly.
I think there's going to be a bigger market for that any day now.
So that's what I was thinking is one of the stretch goals for the Kickstarter, which is coming out November 1st, everybody out there, is that I'm going to get hard copies of the Thirsty for More book as part of like a stretch goal that everybody gets a free copy.
Nice.
That might, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's all there, like the 66, and then you determine if the doors are locked. Every door, you roll a 1d6, and it's either locked or it's not. it's and then, like, what's the dump look like? Well, we have what it looks like. 1d6 roll.
I dig it. So,
yeah.
Hear that, listeners? Coming as a Kickstarter exclusive stretch goal.
Yes.
This.
Thirsty for More. The first supplement to the game that no one ever really got into. Because, I mean, it's hard because it is solo rules and adventure for me. And, I mean, it does come with an adventure that you can start by yourself. And it's called Thirsty for More. And I've talked about it, I think, on the first episode, that it's Home Alone, where, like, you're, like, you know, you're the last surviving member of an adventuring party that's been severely outnumbered by mutants, and you're being chased away from the adventuring site, and you hold up in a abandoned building, and you find a bunch of stuff, and you're like, hey, I'm gonna build traps before they get here. And so you build a bunch of traps, and each trap takes time to construct. So you have 1 hour of prep time before the horde gets there, right? So you have 60 minutes. So, like, if you want to build a flash bomb trap and you have the components to build it, it takes 10 minutes. If you want to build that hot nacho cheese bomb and you have the 10-pound can of nacho cheese and 2 wooden boards and the meat scanner, and 20 minutes, you can build it. And then you choose where it goes on the map. And then once they trigger, like a mutant triggers it, it goes off. Because they're dumb and they're gonna step on it, you know? Like,
yeah. And
then, like, nails on a board. Like, ninja star traps, the plague bomb, window dummies. Like, they even got the window dummies that you just. So there's a bunch of corpses in the building, and if you got the 4 corpses in fishing line, you could prop them in the dead bodies and make them dance like in Home Alone.
Alrighty. Well, I'll definitely be checking this out. I'll give it a rundown.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you right now, so you can. It's like there's like a bunch of art in it too that like doesn't even get to see the light of day.
Well, it will.
Yeah, the biggest problem was it came out like at a time when us as a game wasn't obviously as big. Like, I think we're fairly decent size right now. It was like way less. I would say I don't remember when we put it out, like months ago. I'd say we've come a long way since this, so I think it could see a resurgence, definitely. Once the main core rulebooks come out, I think this will see a resurgence.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and say toodaloo, audience members.
Adios, muchachos.
See you.
Muchachos.
Yeah. See you November 1st for the Kickstarter.
And probably episode 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, laters.